Here's something unsettling. No generation in human history has moved through fewer positions than we do right now. We plant ourselves in one posture for 8, 10, sometimes 12 hours a day. We walk exclusively on flat, predictable ground. We don't squat. We don't hang from anything. We don't crawl. Most of us haven't touched the actual earth in weeks. And yet, for tens of thousands of years, human bodies performed a specific set of movements every single day as a matter of survival. Then chairs and desks arrived, and quietly, without anyone noticing, those movements slipped out of our lives. Here's the part that should really grab your attention. Your body never got the memo. It didn't forget how to squat, hang, crawl, or twist. It just stopped being given the chance. And when a movement pattern sits unused long enough, your body starts treating it as unnecessary, even dangerous. Your range of motion shrinks. Strength you used to have vanishes. Joints start compensating in ways that quietly set you up for pain and dysfunction years down the line. The good news? None of this is permanent. Below are 6 ancestral movement patterns you can reintroduce at home, each scalable to whatever level you're starting from. Stick with these, and the changes in how your body feels won't take long to show up. Try all 6 this week and pay close attention. The one your body resists the most is the one it's begging you to bring back. 1. The deep squat. The resting position you were built. For this is always the starting point, because the deep squat isn't just an exercise, it's a default human resting posture. For most of history, people ate in this position, worked in it, socialized in it, even used the bathroom in it. Modern life has all but erased it simply because we rarely visit it anymore. Make this a daily habit and the mobility payoff will be significant. The technique, keep your heels completely flat on the ground, drop your hips below knee level, and just settle into the position. No forcing, just relaxing into it. Can't get to full depth yet? No problem. Prop your heels up slightly on a wedge or hold on to something stable, a box, a pole, a suspension trainer, to help you sink back and spend time down there. It's the same position, just with some assistance instead of relying purely on your own mobility. Work at your level, then gradually push toward the next one. 2. The hang, decompress, and rebuild your upper body. Few things do as much for your shoulders, spine, and grip strength as simply hanging from a bar. And grip strength, interestingly, happens to be one of the stronger predictors of longevity we know of. The more time you spend hanging, the more you gain, not just in performance and injury prevention, but potentially in how long you live well. Wrap your thumbs around the bar, relax your whole body, and let gravity do the work of pulling everything downward. Once you're comfortable, you can experiment with variations. Active hangs, one-arm hangs, dynamic swinging hangs. All of that comes with time. Start wherever you are. Aim to hold a hang for 30 to 60 seconds, 3 to 5 times a day, and build your endurance from there. If a full hang is out of reach right now, keep your feet elevated on a box or even just resting on the floor to reduce the load while still getting the decompression benefits. Curious about what's next? Don't go anywhere. We've lined up some intriguing revelations that will keep you on the edge of your seat. 3. The crawl. Reconnect your whole body. Crawling sounds primitive, but that's exactly the point. It relinks movement patterns across your entire body. There are 3 variations worth practicing. The bear crawl, move opposite arm and opposite leg together, or same side arm and leg for an extra coordination challenge. Keeping your legs straight and elbows locked as you move. The bent limb crawl, same cross-body movement pattern, but with bent arms and legs, keeping your weight loaded through your hands, your core braced, and your attention on how your body connects with the ground beneath you. The low crawl, sometimes called Mr. Tiki Tiki, stay very low, knees nearly grazing the ground and close to your wrists, moving hand and foot together while keeping your core tight and elbows locked as you shuffle back and forth. 4. The get up. The movement that predicts how you'll age. Here's a deceptively simple test. Sit all the way down to the floor, then stand back up without using your hands. It doesn't matter how you get down there. Cross-legged, single leg, however your body naturally wants to fold is fine. The only rule is no hands touching the ground on the way down or back up. This single movement is a genuine predictor of whether you'll still be getting up off the floor unassisted at 80 or whether you'll need help. Beyond the practical value, it's oddly fun, almost like solving a physical puzzle. As you experiment with different ways of sitting and rising, you'll start noticing exactly where you feel restricted and where you move freely. That's valuable feedback your body's handing you, pointing straight at what needs work. Spend just 5 to 10 minutes a day on this. Put on some music and play around with getting up and down without your hands. Treat it like a game rather than a chore, and you'll be far more likely to stick with it long enough to see real change. 5. The twist. Restore rotation to your spine. Your spine is designed to rotate, so it needs to be trained through its full range. Something chronic sitting actively works against. Sitting for hours tends to round us forward. Hunched shoulders, dropped chin, a locked-up upper back that barely moves. That stiffness doesn't just hurt your posture. It affects breathing, sleep quality, and general mobility. 3 variations to build this back. From the bottom of a squat, rotate and reach one arm up and across, as if punching toward the sky. This move is remarkably effective for opening the upper back. Hard to find anything that beats it for the thoracic spine. In a straddle position, rotate through. This one leans more into the shoulders, front deltoids, and chest, opening up the whole posterior chain. It's an especially good move to do after a long day sitting. Cross-legged, twisting through the middle, rotating to both sides. You'll likely notice a deep stretch through your glutes and hip flexors, and it's completely normal for one side to feel tighter than the other. Just keep working both sides evenly over time. 6. The carry, the oldest form of strength. The final movement is the weighted carry, sometimes called a farmer's carry. Pick up something heavy and walk with it. Kettlebells and dumbbells work, but so do loaded shopping bags or anything heavy enough at home that forces you to control it. Shoulders pulled back, core braced, resisting the pull of the weight trying to drag you down. Start by carrying with both hands to load your whole body evenly, then progress to one hand at a time, which forces your core to fight to keep you upright and moving straight. That fight is exactly where the benefit lives. This is, quite literally, the oldest form of strength humans have relied on. The kind that once meant the difference between surviving and not. There's nothing flashy about it, and that's precisely why it works. It trains your body the way it was originally trained, under real load, moving through real space. 6 movements, a few minutes a day. That's genuinely all it takes to restore what thousands of years of evolution built into your body, and what a few generations of chairs and desks quietly took away. Try all 6 this week. Notice which one your body struggles with the most. That struggle isn't a failure. It's information. It's telling you exactly where your body needs the most attention right now. If this was helpful, drop a like, hit subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to move more. Let me know in the comments what you'd like covered next. See you in the next one.